I think it's the most hilarious thing in the world. Donald Trump comes out, basically tells everybody the truth without trying, and now Fox News and everybody else is now trying to exploit and expose the deep state. You know what I mean? Like, where did we, where did we get mad? You know, I mean, that's why Democrats are mad. That's why liberals are mad, because Donald Trump doesn't even have to try. Doesn't even have to try. He just goes out there, acts like himself. He just starts talking. The truth comes out. Twitters whatever he wants. Goes and does a badass rally. And these people, man, you got MSNBC, they're just spinning right now. All these liberals are just spinning everything they do. You know, they're running for the hills. Michael Moore is calling for 1 million people to go join him and his fat ass for a march. It just makes no sense to me. This guy's so focused on candy bars, and he's going to get 1 million people to go march with him. Just makes no sense to me. The deep state, the Selective Executive Service, it's been there since 1976, I believe. Somewhere around there. Maybe late 75. And these people, man, boom, they're just doing it. They're just trying to make you think, you know, well, Donald Trump's failing. That's what you get when you watch the mainstream media. And some stupid idiots like Juan Williams on Fox. Juan Williams is a total Manchurian, reptilian TV host. He's a nobody. These people, you know, they're paid opposition. And Donald Trump knows it, and that's why he just goes and does what Donald Trump does. Gives you the facts, gives you the news. I mean, he twitters and everything's just bada boom. It's that easy. It's that easy. So earlier I was doing a video. I kind of let my feelings get a little bit too entwined with things. But I'm telling you, if it was one of us American citizens who pay our taxes and don't worship the evil Selective Executive Service, and we were jumping on the Statue of Liberty, you know what I mean? We'd be in handcuffs. We would be in handcuffs no matter what religion you are, no matter what your political background is. That's defacing a national monument. We would be in handcuffs. And Donald Trump called it out, and I love it. He called it out. What the hell was that person doing on the Statue of Liberty? I love Donald Trump. He's not afraid to be himself. You know, he's always being himself. I think that's why people are going to vote. You are going to have Democrats who are going to be running to vote for Donald Trump. You know why? Because they don't like their own party anymore. They want to be on the Donald Trump party. They want to be a Republican. They're sick of the Democrat lies. You know, really, it's just a bad version of socialism and communism. I mean, that's all it is. And they don't do anything for anybody. See, they just keep getting their own pockets full. That's why when you have these people, right, who claim to be liberals on TV that don't know their head from their ass, like Bill Maher, they have no idea that Donald Trump says things to get these people just showing their true colors. You know what I mean? So you got Bill Maher, he's going on his little comedy thing. He's going to be on his comedy thing for about a month, right? They're taking July off. And I think Bill Maher is just trying to get away from Michael Moore. You know, Bill Maher's like his little sidekick. You know what I mean? And Michael Moore is going to have Alec Baldwin, and all these guys are going to be stepping in to be more stupid. Saturday Night Live is going to come out with more pathetic jokes. But I think that the mainstream media is killing themselves right now. You have real news coming from guys like Jay Sekulow. I mean, seriously, like Jay Sekulow, who works with Donald Trump. He can give you the inside scoop without trying because he's got the permission from Donald Trump. You know what I mean? You have people like Ben Shapiro ripping off Jay Sekulow. Where's my little thing at? Where's it at? It's over there. I can't put it on. Acting like he's better than most people when he's not. See, he's a never-Trumper. Which means he goes out there, takes everybody else's news, flip-flops it like Dennis Michael Lynch. They do that, you know what I mean? And then they recycle the brand. Donald Trump doesn't need anybody to recycle his brand. What he did in Montana tonight, perfect. When he told everybody, you know, they want me to be more presidential and I'm just me, that's what we voted for. We're sick of career politicians who are crooks. We are sick of career politicians who go out there and just give us knee pads and give it to us. I mean, they just keep robbing our money out of our pocket. They just keep fondling our wallets and taking whatever they want out. And that's just how it works. But let me tell you something. It's not just politicians. It's people who have infiltrated the grassroots conservative movement. People who have went from wearing Make America Great shirts to their own brand. You know, I see this guy, right? His name's Dennis Michael Lynch. He wears DML all the time. And I'm not going to talk about the other guys till I get permission. But they wear their own brand. They're their own people. They're separate, but equal with us. I just saw Ben Shapiro on TV. Just makes me sick. The guy is just a shill. He's just taking information and recycling it. It's like anybody who does videos that doesn't do anything original. You know, they'll go out there and they'll watch Fox News for 15 and 20 minutes, and then they'll come tell you everything that Fox News said, and they'll get a bunch of views, or they'll get a t-shirt sold, or they'll put the clip in there and copy and paste it, and then make sure that you thought that they came up with it themselves. But in the end, they're citing all their sources. And they claim to be conservative, right, and Republican. Well, we'll even say maybe libertarian. But it's the Washington Post and the New York Times and all this. No. When you go back and look at the selective executive services and all this stuff, you come to find out that a lot of that came from the people who donated money to the Hillary Clinton Foundation. So if you're watching Dennis Michael Lynch and you go look at his sources, that's who he's posting. People who donated money to the Hillary Clinton Foundation, the Hillary Gambino family. That's what happened. You know what I mean? The Hillary Clinton Mafia. You know? And that's the truth. And I'm not going to give up, and I'm going to let people know the truth. Because I was once blinded to and thought these people were patriots and they're nobodies. Donald Trump is his own advertising. He doesn't need frauds anymore trying to talk him up to make money and then forget about their humble roots. You know what I mean? In 2015, we knew, the people who were always there with Trump knew he was going to win. I was the only person, about 40 people at work. I knew he was going to win because he has his own style. He's from New York. You know what I mean? He's straight-faced. He is so honest, it's sick, and that's why he won. And you have all these people jittery, their hands are shaking like that sheriff in Vegas. They know people are watching, they're afraid they're going to be whacked off, you know what I mean? I'm just kidding. Knocked off. And that's the truth. They're afraid to stand firm in what they believe. They're invited on TV shows, and then they start talking about Oprah Winfrey because they want to be just like the Hollywood weirdos out there. And Dennis, don't tell me you didn't do it, because I know all these videos when I did watch you, we had to be scared of Oprah. We had to be scared of Michael Obama. No, that's not what's going on. No. Donald Trump has no fear. And I love it. It's honesty, it's humbleness, and he's just straight up. I think it took the fact that we have a guy who's not a career politician. He doesn't owe anybody any special favors, so he does whatever the hell he wants. And sometimes when you're watching like the mainstream media, right? And I don't watch them anymore. I'll watch a little bit of Fox News, but I go do my own hunting for the news, you know, and find it from real people who got real sources. And then we start seeing the blame game. Or we start seeing people who are getting called out and told they're a liar. Really, they have the inside track. See, Tanya Burgess has the inside track. She knows more than most people who do this kind of stuff. She's actually worked with the President of the United States. She got me involved with the Angel families, which I'm very blessed to be able to do. And then I see people getting attacked, and people are starting to attack her, and then I see something that just makes me angry. People trying to call her a liar and stuff. She knows a lot more than you think. Just like Donald Trump. Everything he's done since 2015, he has drawn to the T. He has kept his promises. Everything he said he was going to do, he's been doing. I had to take off my goofy Broncos shirt because that's all I have is Denver Bronco clothes because I used to be brainwashed because I'm from Denver. I had to take off my shirt and put on something else because he's right. 20% the NFL has lost from just being traitors to the United States of America. Now they get to go hide because they don't want to stand for the national anthem? How pathetic. And Donald Trump said it perfectly. He doesn't have to act presidential. He's one of us. You know what I mean? He talks, he says what he feels, and sometimes he comes out a little bit off. But he means good. Earlier I said the F-bomb a couple times, but I was just so pissed because I keep getting these trolls. And that's how Donald Trump is. He looks at the camera and he sees CNN. And he goes, you know, it's the same old trolls that we've always had, these fake people who have been in so many different operations with the CIA. They're just force-feeding you crap. They'll even tell you the truth. I was watching some Sunday MSNBC or something because I was flipping through the channels trying to find an old movie. I mean, you can't even believe PBS anymore. So these guys, they're out there, right? And they're telling you that Donald Trump is winning. But in the same breath, in the same sentence, they start lying to their people, the zombies. I'm sorry, but you know what? Everybody was right when I was a kid. There was going to be a zombie apocalypse, and we're living through that. The zombie apocalypse are these creepy little weirdos that come out at the weird hours of the day protesting straws, protesting your right to go eat where you want, even though you have a different belief system than drinking Mountain Dew and being an idiot. What do you mean by that, Eric? Well, it's like battery acid. They force-fed the chemicals to all these people, and they drink it, and they go worship and bow down to Barack Obama and Michael, when in reality, we would just want our country back. You know, it's about having the freedom of speech, having the freedom to read your Bible, having the freedom to go to the church when you want and pray about things. Because it does pertain to, and I copied myself because I got a point. Your Second Amendment is only there if you have your First Amendment. If you have your Fourth, 10th, oh man, I go into all the amendments and explain them. But see, Democrats, and I want to say Demorats, and these loser liberals don't know that because they don't know the truth. They don't know facts. I would love to go on and debate Dennis Michael Lynch. I'm going to call him and see if we can do that. I'm just getting to that point where I want to see if he's for real. And I have a friend who shoots film, okay? And he told me the truth about how it works and how you guys make your money, and that's wrong. So what we need to do is stand up for people who can't stand. The right to life. Donald Trump does that. Love it. The right to life. Poor babies in Planned Parenthoods that are being aborted at mass numbers while Democrats are trying to stand up for illegal alien criminals and their children. Yeah. The right to try. Oh, Donald Trump comes out, signs all these bills, helps the VA, gives us the right to try to life. We have cancer, they got medicine, now they have to give it to us. Pretty crazy how Barack Obama never wanted to do that. Yeah, and he wasn't even an ex-president. I want to make this clear. He was never even a citizen. He said it himself. So as other people say, oh, that's my president, well, he wasn't even a citizen of the United States of America, let alone a man. You know what I mean? I was so deceived when I was a kid. I thought I was a strong black guy who was going to come out and be one of the greatest presidents of the United States of America, and I was fooled again like the Who say. Pathetic, degenerate, feminine, weaponized idiocracy amongst the liberal zombies that walk around America. Just pathetic. Distasteful, disheartening, hatred. I always thought, you know, we were reliving the 60s a couple of years ago. I mean, there was all this hate that didn't have to be there. And I thought, you know, maybe it was a Republican Party. Maybe it really was like people like Mitch McConnell who are just complete idiots. And then I had to wake up. It wasn't. It was the Democrats. It was the people who go out there and incite hate by acting like slave owners like Hillary Clinton. But the people are so asleep, they don't want the truth to be out there. They don't want their bubble to be popped. Hillary Clinton still acted like she owned all the slaves on the plantations. And she was standing on stage talking with Jay-Z and his crowd as she was trying to tell people what she thought and how they should live or they were going to get shot. I would love to see papers come out on Hillary Clinton and how she killed Seth Rich. That would be awesome. Because she's worse than the Gambino family. As her husband raped 7 women and still tries to stand up with the Me Too movement, this pedophile walking in a suit, and I'm not talking cloth, this reptilian race of evil. These people are demons. You know what I mean? Going to these pedophile islands, Pizzagate that you never hear about anymore because they sure shut that off. Bohemian Groves and the Georgia Stones and the secret societies that nobody wants to talk about except for Donald Trump. And he said it right. He uses code words to let you know the truth. Why do we call these people elite? They want us dead. They don't want us to have the right to life. They don't want our kids to have a life. They want another country full of people who don't love America to come and take everything we own. Not just an ideology, not just Islam, not just people from Mexico or South America. You know what I mean? But everybody. Even the Canadians who hate Canada. Oh wait, that goes back to Islam. I'm sorry. I messed up. Islam is not a religion. Islam is not, I'm going to be honest, is not a religion of peace. Islam is not a race. It's an ideology of hate. Just like the NFL. So I have a couple things hanging on the wall because it reminds me of when the NFL had men playing football. Now they're just a bunch of feminine little girls hiding behind some guy who makes way too much money to be an idiot. Goodell. This guy needs to be bitch slapped. I mean, he's like the most pathetic person I've ever met in my life. He has an excuse for everything. He has all these NFL football players that get caught with guns and drugs. They get caught with sex crimes, except for the Me Too boom. It never says anything. They get a bigger contract, they go with a bigger team, and they get another ring. And yet we still feed into it. The Dallas Cowboy fans and everybody else who thought that Jerry Jones would stand up and be a man and say, hey, you're going to stand up for the flag was wrong. It's called controlled opposition. These people play in a football league that's ran by the Illuminati and the rest of the elite. So when they're told to stand or when they're told to sit, that's what they do because they don't have a dick. Just hate to be honest. So every time you watch your NFL football and grab a bag of chips and drink another beer, you're not being an American when you're watching the NFL. You know why? Because while they go hide in their little locker room instead of standing for the national anthem, real men are out there fighting these wars. And the wars that they're fighting, they're being sent by the same people who don't want to stand up for the flag. I was very disheartened this weekend. I saw so many people burning flags. And then I had to remember that they don't want to live in this country, so why the hell are they here? If you love it so much, go to Cuba. If you love it so much, go to Africa. If you love it so much, go to Mexico. Go to South America. Go to Argentina somewhere, I don't know, where they don't even have water. Just leave. Nobody's wanting you to stay. Nobody's trying to keep you here. Nobody wants you to stay. We got someone getting on. Who is this? Okay, let's do it. All right, no microphone tonight, just going live. I can't even see because there's a glare. Is that James or is that Mary? Who is that? It's adding, so we'll find out. So I don't believe in a moderate Republican. I don't believe in a moderate Democrat. I don't believe in any of that. How's it going?
Cancel. Sorry.
There you are. Okay. I see you. How's it going?
Good. Thanks. Bye.
Are you there?
Yeah. Never mind. Thank you.
Okay, no
Very
problem. All right, so I'll get back to the free log and the monologue. I got a lot of friends who are Native Americans, and they got the worst. I've got family, with you. It's not about color. It's not about your background or where you came from. You're an American. You love your flag. You love your country. You love standing up for the troops. I wish the NFL would do that. I really do. But see, they've been caught and they've been blindsided by ignorance. So the guys who are wearing the football jerseys with their own name on the back, who get paid way too much money to play a kid's game, stand for everything that's juvenile. It's very childish to act self-righteous and make everything about you. And that's what these people do. You know, I want to throw some names out there, but I'm not going to. I have a friend who plays in the NFL, and I feel sorry for him because that's all he knows. These athletes, they play 15 games, make $32 million, and they go out there and just spread more hate. Not all of them, but a good majority of them. And it's going into the MLB, and it's going into the NBA. You know what I mean? It's just common sense. Common sense. Turn off your TV and don't give them the avenue to be idiots on TV. They still like the flybys. They still like waving the American flag for the attention. For the attention. So anyway, who do you stand with? Because I know one NFL football player who proved everybody wrong. He proved them wrong when he quit the NFL. His name was Pat Tillman. He went to Afghanistan. And then he found out the truth that we didn't need to be over there. And he wanted to go back into the NFL because that's what he loved to do. And he wanted to go tell everybody what Bush was really up to, using his name to create fame, to create a bigger war, to create more people signing up for the military. That's the truth. And nobody ever says that. So what do you stand with? Lies? Are you a patriot or are you a patriot? There are people out there making tons of money, waving flags and speaking on a bullhorn, but they forgot something. It's about the country and everybody in America who loves this country. Not just you. So anyways, if you want to get on, you can get on. If you want to talk, you can talk. We don't get paid for this. And for the person who's out there being the hypocrite, they're starting to act like the liberal left. They're out there bullying people and forcing them to believe what you think they should believe. That's not American. The whole thing you saw with the Red Hen restaurant, all this, they were so stupid. Sarah Huckabee Sanders' family were a bunch of Democrats. Not her dad, but some of her family. They were harassing them when Sarah went home. They forgot who Sarah Huckabee Sanders was. They're just full of hate. They're using weapons. They're using bombs. They're using homemade devices other than just a hand grenade to hurt people. Remember when Donald Trump got elected, they were blowing up cars, tearing down buildings. It was pathetic. They don't want America to be great anymore. They'll say, oh, well, America was never great. Yeah, compared to a lot of other countries, we've always been a great place to live. We've always had it good. We've always had fresh water. We've always had a roof over our head, except for people that are homeless that need our help. But us spoiled, rotten Americans are getting more spoiled. What do you mean, Eric? I'll tell you what. We choose, and I'm talking to the liberal left, to be ignorant. We go out there and we're burning our own flag that's done nothing but help everybody in your family, including the people you come from, to live a good life. You know, public education sucks, but it's still better than what most people have. You know what I mean? Not everybody's a millionaire. Not everybody goes to the fancy Harvard or Princeton or yada, yada, yada. Who would want to go there anyways? Just a bunch of reprobates. Look at the people running the government. Bones and Skulls, and Masonic Lodge. I mean, even some other places I won't mention until another video. But that's who Mueller is. That's who John Kerry is. That's who these people are. They all go and they all work together and they all hang out together and do some other things together. How you doing? I don't want to go to Princeton. I don't want to go to... I mean, my kids are going to go to a real school and have some real ideals. And they're going to do their own thing. They're not going to be like the Bushes and the Clintons who ran drugs into Arkansas and then went and killed 2 innocent kids. That's the hypocrisy of America. See, they'll get on TV, these same people, and they'll just bash Donald Trump. You'll have the Bushes and Obama because they're cousins anyway. Believe it or not. I mean, if you put them together, they look just alike. Barack Obama looks like a black version of George Bush. Just look at him. Just put the pictures together, you can see it. Bill Clinton is a Kennedy. If you put them together, Ted and Bill, they look just alike. It's been the same families for too long, running the government the same way, just with a different title. I'm glad that we have Donald Trump. He's not afraid to call it out. He made his own money his own way, and nobody's telling him what to say. That's America. And if you're stuck on the color of your skin, if you're stuck on the background of which you come from, poor, really poor, or so poor you don't want to talk about it, you're using that as a crutch. And that's what Democrats do. Except for the ones that are rich, like Maxie Pat Waters, that don't want to tell you the truth, that she is one of the richest people in her district that's in government. And she's out there inciting hate crimes. She's out there beat them in the face, get in their face. I mean, somewhere along the line, someone needs to do like a citizen's arrest and just throw her ass in jail. This person's a complete idiot. But that's the rhetoric that you hear from the liberal left. Chuck Schumer's just a complete moron. You know what I mean? This guy, he's a filthy rag. Everything he does is just disgusting. You know, he's out there, so now his daughter's a lesbian or whatever, so that's his excuse to keep breaking the laws in America and making sure that our military doesn't get paid right. They just shut down the White House whenever they want when they have a disagreement with Donald Trump. So, I think I'm going to distance myself from watching stupid videos by stupid people who are actually ruining the conservative grassroots movement. And who am I talking about? I'll get to that on another video. It's not that I want to exploit or go live and get a bunch of views. It's just that I see through the shit. When you see these people out there and they're monologuing. They're not freebasing. I have no script. They're monologuing. They're going out there and they say the same thing. I actually thought I was watching the same show from yesterday when I was watching InfoWars. They monologue. They write down everything they're going to say. They make sure that it sounds real good and clear, and they have to make sure they're a victim. If you want to change America, go get elected into office. Go run for something. Don't bully people. Don't try to get on TV trying to fight everybody. If there is a civil war, stand with the right side. But I think right now we need to use our brains. We need to make sure that people are awake. We'll have them look at their taxes, their pocketbooks, the jobs they work at, the houses they live in. And then have them look at the people who have nothing, that are willing to kill everybody else to get what we have. And I'm not just talking about jihad. because that was something that was from the inside. I'm not just talking about the radical Islamic extremist that comes over here thinking we need to bow down and wants to hurt our women. I'm talking about the Mexican mafia that's bigger than MS-13. I'm talking about the guys that were with Barry Seal running drugs with airplanes and making the poorest neighborhoods addicted. And the CIA and the FBI had something to do with that. So you're going to tell me that in Chicago, right, everybody just found cocaine? No. You're going to tell me that Lynch and Bill Clinton were on an airplane and they weren't making a deal for Hillary because they knew she was going to lose. She didn't do any campaigning. She hid from the cameras. She went and did a couple of speeches at some middle schools. These are the people they think they're going to get back into office. They really want Joe Biden to run again. That guy's a moron. That guy's a moron. I mean, I can name a couple of them. And they're going to have Jeff Flake become a Democrat and run for president. Can you believe that? Crazy. Ted Cruz is just a total traitor. I mean, he's more worried about being a Zionist than he is about saving America and being a conservative. Look at Donald Trump. Is he standing up for Israel? Yes, he is. Is he standing up for big business? Yes, he is. But he doesn't have dual citizenship and claim to occupy in Canada and America. He's an American. Nobody remembers that. Nobody knows that Ted Cruz has dual citizenship and has worked with the Koch brothers who want to bring down Donald Trump. That's why when he went out against Jeb, that's why when he went out against Ted Cruz, that's why when he went out against everybody, he's won, because he has dirt on them. And you thought Russia was bad for the conservatives, which was a total joke. You just wait until he releases the information the next 2 weeks about 9/11 and who was behind it, which we all know. But he's going to officially release it as the President of the United States and allow people to get arrested. Then the next couple of months, you'll see someone like Mueller, who's just a complete jackass, out there trying to waste more taxpayers' money investigating something we all know didn't happen. See, Hillary Clinton and all that fusion stuff, right? And all that stuff that they blame Donald Trump for was a total Democrat operative system. These people were making back-end deals selling our natural resources to other countries. They wanted to make a new world order system. Canada, the United States, and Mexico. They wanted this new world order that they're always talking about, especially since 1992. After we went to Desert Storm, but it was after the speech that George Bush gave when we went to Desert Shield. Protecting more natural resources. That's all it was. We went to a 2-week war with tons of dead bodies, taking out Saddam Hussein, and look at the Middle East that we have now just crumbling. They've been fighting for millions of years. And now they're bringing that to our front door. And these people fight with us with the food we eat, the way we worship Christ. They want to tell us how we're supposed to be living, and they're making $3,000, $4,000, $6,000 a month. They've got 1 and 2, 3 wives. They got 16 kids. They're living like a king. And we're over here just trying to make sure we can count the cash in our wallet while we're in Walmart in line trying to pay for our groceries. Because I know one thing I can say, I'm not a freeloader. And that's why the Democrats hate Donald J. Trump. Because they're all freeloaders. You know, the people who work in Congress, they don't only not carry a briefcase to work, they don't do any kind of physical labor. They stand around in suits and wait for the cameras because they're just whoring our government. They're making back-end deals behind the President of the United States' back. And then they can't keep him because Donald Trump finds out about it. So I wouldn't be surprised if Kerry goes to jail too. And Kerry's son. And nobody's talking about that. Well, he went and made deals in China. And he's not even part of the government anymore. So, if you want to get on live, you can get on live. We're not going on too long. But, I can tell you this. If you guys are still watching people who claim to know the truth, yet they just copy and mock everything they see on liberal news, then you need to quit the shit. I'm serious. I was brainwashed too at one point. I thought these conservatives that were starting their own news channels were real. I really did. I was following them. I was donating money. I was supporting their... And then as soon as I had a disagreement with somebody, I got blocked. Because their bubble got popped. And people started to investigate and see that it was a total fraud. That it was a scam. Like Dennis Michael Lynch got fired from Newsmax. He doesn't say that, but he did. He made it look like he quit because they wouldn't agree with the truth. But that's a lie. See, the truth is going to hurt so bad you're going to lose family, you're going to lose friends, you're going to lose people who won't even talk to you at work. But I would love to die with integrity, honor, and have my family talk good about me. Because all these people like John McCain, you really think people like John McCain? You really think people know that he was a hero? You go and watch When the Bell Tolls or whatever that stupid movie they just came out with. They're making one about the Obamas now. And what do you find out? He admits to being a traitor. He admits to working with certain entities that helped kill American kids. And nobody changes the channel. They just keep watching it and grabbing the popcorn. When he was losing against Barack Obama in the presidential race, right? In 2008, he didn't say, oh, we need to get somebody that's a conservative and he's a bad guy and blah, blah, blah. He started talking good about Barack Obama because there was a deal made. Barack Obama's whole presidency, Barry Davis, was the rising sun. It was the West. It was bringing in Islam. It was tearing down American values. It was breaking down the foundations of the mother and the father and the home. That's what it was about. And everybody goes, oh, look at MTV. Yeah, pretty much. We have kids who are 14 on Pregnant, the TV show, or they're watching SpongeBob and don't know what sex they are. They're a tiger. And we have these problems in America, and we just keep looking to Democrats. Are you kidding me? These people don't know their head from their ass. And every time I see some moron get on CNN, and I don't even watch CNN, I just see the Facebook clips. Cuomo, is that his name, Cuomo? His brother's like a mayor of New York or something like that. Is that not conflict of interest? You know what I mean? Like, is that not conflict of interest when you have a guy who's working for a news network, his brother's a mayor, and they can fishtail information. They can also try to out somebody and then get Donald Trump in trouble for Russian collusion that never happened, and then have the Democrats just kind of run a full circle every single time he tries to pass a bill. Well, that's the truth. So I don't know what you guys are doing, but man, every time I watch Fox News, and I'm just talking Hannity and Tucker Carlson, I got to get the popcorn out. Because Tucker's looking at the camera at these people like, are you kidding me? You're that stupid? And he literally just changes the channel. Well, that's how I felt when I watched Dennis Michael Lynch. I would watch him talk, and many other people that I'm going to come out against later, and I would literally be looking at that thing going, what the hell is this guy talking about? Flip-flopping every 10 seconds on everything that he was talking about. And he calls himself a patriot, and there's some other people doing that. If you're going to stand for something, stand tall. If you're going to try to get people to jump on the bandwagon, at least know where you're standing in the first place. I stand with Donald Trump. He's never changed. He has been Donald Trump from the beginning. From 2015 when he announced to tonight. When he was talking to all these people, it was just like watching him run the first time. It was just like watching him out Hillary. It was just like telling everybody what he's going to do. And I didn't believe it either until I was reading what he was talking about. About actually putting people in jail, and they're on ankle bracelets. And he's making side deals so that they may not go to prison, but they'll be outed and they'll be guilty because time has run out. But he'll get the people like, I'll tell you right now, James Comey's going to prison. I'm just going to tell you that right now. James Comey's going to prison. Even the Democrats are like he needs to go to prison. Strzok is going to prison. I don't know what the hell this guy's smoking, going on TV acting like he's got a game. The end game for the president when he knows he's guilty. His text messages basically just outed him. And the affair that he was having with the other person, the FBI, is the person who's going to get him arrested for colluding against the president of the United States. Well, the future president of the United States from his text messages. And they're going to talk. And they're going to open their mouth up. And they're going to get Hillary's name out there. It's going to lead back to Barry Davis Obama. And then I'll bet you this first lady that everybody keeps talking about that's really a man, Michael, is going to go down too. If you look at the Obamas and you look at the Clintons, they've all lost their law degrees because they're all crooks. Same with a lot of other people. So that's the truth. I don't mean to waste your guys' time. I know I've been on here a little too long, but I'll tell you this. I'm going to end the video with this. I would rather stand up for people who I've never seen change. Tanya Burgess has never changed any way she's talked. I've seen a couple of posts. Someone's trying to out her and call her a liar and say that she doesn't know what she's talking about. Not only does she have a lot of education in law, she's also worked with these people. So the common sense thing would be, who do you stand with and who do you agree with? Somebody who's a complete schmuck or somebody who's worked with the President of the United States? I choose to stand with Tanya. And I choose to stand with every one of the admins of all the pages that we get on. And I'm going to talk about something real quick before I go. The Family American Project. Because I haven't done a good job promoting these people. They're getting the news out there, they're getting the facts, but they're also trying to get groups and people working together to make sure that we have a 2020. I mean, not just because we know we're already going to win, but that we have people who are going to wake up. And why are we going to win? Because it's common sense. When you have full-fledged homosexuals leaving the Democrat Party because they see how narcissistic and the Nazism and the complete turnover to the communist socialist state of thinking, well, that's a good thing for us, because the Democrat Party is going to implode. I don't know, they'll come up with some fancy, stupid name for a new party. But I'll tell you right now, the Democrats are going down. And every single thing they do, when they're going on a microphone and talking smack about Donald Trump, and their little trolls go to restaurants and bug people, just proves how much stronger the conservative, Christian, nationalist libertarian is. Eric, why'd you say that? Well, liberals have stolen that name. There used to be libertarians who believed in the U.S. Constitution and that were more firm on the laws of the government and not just smoking weed. And I think that we need to get back to the truth. Do I care if anybody rolls a blunt? No, that doesn't do anything to me. The people who actually know the law, like Gabe Story, who's a libertarian, who's the base libertarian that you see making posts, who's the guy that's so blunt I love it to death, is the one that's one of my heroes. He's not afraid to go out there and call somebody out. Neither is Ira, neither is Marjorie Taylor Greene, who does a great job. One of her videos I saw, I got so many views, I couldn't believe it. And then I thought, oh, well, it's Marjorie Taylor Greene. Do you know how much news she does in an hour giving you all the facts? I don't watch QAnon, or whatever that is. I watch Marjorie Taylor Greene. She watches QAnon, and then she breaks all the facts down. I don't get it. I don't get the white rabbit hole, so I go watch her. So that's the truth. Mal, I haven't talked to in a while. I always forget to add her because she's been doing her own thing, but Melanie does a great job too. Jason Lowe, awesome job. Awesome job. All these guys I'm a big fan of. It's not about Eric Matthew Keene. I'm a nobody. I go do a video, I get a couple views, whatever, but it's about these other people. Because they're the ones who are going to save America. The ones who do the research, the ones who go out there and go above and beyond. The people like Marjorie Taylor Greene who are part of that American Family Project that I'm a part of, who are going to do something great with the President of the United States. Promises kept. Keep America Great 2020. I'm telling you the truth. There are kids starting to wake up. They're tearing their little jihad Antifa mask off and they're throwing it in the trash. They know they want to have a future. Capitalism is the only way to have a life anymore because that's what we built our foundations on from the early industrial days. So we need capitalism. Socialism and communism is the death to America because who would want to be stuck to some group who runs everything that you do? And why do you want to be a slave to the system? And why do you want to be someone who's mentally brainwashed and in bondage to a group of criminals who keep raising taxes, the prices of fuel, to the point where you don't even want to own a car anymore? So that's the truth. I don't do the key media stuff like I used to. You can go check out that page. We got the B. We have Christian Conservative News and Talk. The Tyranny page. Oh man, there's a couple of them I'm forgetting. The big page, and then we share all of their little pages. So, if you want the truth and the real news, watch people like me. If you don't, keep watching Dennis Michael Lynch. I'm not drinking wine, because that's a soy boy thing to do. And I'm not talking about France, because Europe's in trouble with Islam. We need to stand for people like Tommy Robinson. Hopefully everything works out and he gets out of jail. Because if that can happen in England and Europe and all the crap they're dealing with in Germany, believe it's going to try to come over here. That's why we need Donald Trump in 2020. Sheriff Joe needs to get elected. I was watching Tanya's video before I got on a conference call this morning, and she's 110% right. I live in New Mexico. She lives in Texas. We have people that live in California, especially some angel families who really need that wall built. Agnes Giboney, sorry about that. Her husband's running for mayor and stuff. I hope he wins. We need patriots. We need people who are not patriots. We need people who stand up for the country, who aren't afraid to use the law to its fullest extent. So if you guys have any questions, comments, text me, whatever. We'll do a live video together. I messed up last night on a video. I totally mistook what this guy was trying to talk about, so I'm going to be using Acts to do the Apostle Paul and what it means to have salvation on a Bible video Friday. That's why if you saw the video and I looked lost, I was. Politics are one thing. Put your faith in Christ before you do the men on this earth. But I'll tell you what, as we live on this earth and we need to make sure our kids have a future, you know, I'm voting for Donald Trump. I did the first time. I was going to from the very beginning. I'm going to vote for Donald Trump. You know why? Because like he says, he doesn't have to act presidential. He is presidential. He's one of us. And why do we keep calling these people the elite? Why do we keep calling rock stars and Hollywood idiots the elite? They're nobodies. Because when we stop watching their films and when we stop listening to their stupid music, they don't have money anymore. You don't have Jay-Z and Beyonce gyrating on a stage while their kids watching going like this. The depletion of the American mind. We need to get good engineering. We need to get people that are good at mathematics and science in America and stop sending all of our engineering outside of the United States. We need to get our steel back. We need to get our natural resources going. Coal, clean coal, oil, natural gas fields. I used to be, I'm not going to say what I used to do because I'm not supposed to, but I used to do a lot of that stuff in the oil field, and I can tell you this much right now. I live in an oil field base patch. They call it the patch. And the jobs are very thin. Somebody like Donald Trump, who's bringing more jobs back to America, because, you know, we do a lot of stuff overseas still, especially in Iraq. We need to start drilling again. We need to start doing land surveying, and we need to start getting natural gas again and clean coal. People need to go back to work. This whole thing that Barack Obama was trying to get across everybody with clean energy but not giving people the training or making new jobs. Just windmills that just cause so much trouble for the natural, for the animals in the natural environments that were around. You know what I mean? These crazy windmills that were just killing birds and stuff. But, you know, that was the better way to go. So, who do you stand with? Well, I stand with Donald Trump. I stand with someone who's worked for Donald Trump, Tanya Burgess. I stand with all the angel parents who have the hugest, most hardest separation from a child who was killed by an illegal alien criminal. I stand with all the babies who don't have the right, in a Democrat's eyes, to life at 32 weeks. I stand for every child who fights, and the kids that are homeless and those guys. And I thank God every day for everything I have. I'm not rich. I don't want to be rich. I love the fact that we live a humble life and we don't have to have flashy things to make people who we don't even know jealous. That's stupid. So you guys have a great night. Enjoy it. We had a great 4th of July yesterday, and we saw fireworks, and at least I did on the 3rd. So, I mean, I love America. I love everything our country stands for. It's not about worshiping the flag. It's about loving your flag. It's about loving your freedoms. It's about enjoying the fact that you have liberty. You know what I mean? I love Christ. It's not about worshiping the White House or the president. I just love the White House and the president that we have because we're not living in Zimbabwe. You know what I mean? We're not living in Mosul, Iraq. We have clean water, we have food, we have roofs over our head, and we're very blessed. And for every Democrat, liberal idiot who keeps saying that's not their president and talking about the Obamas, get the hell out of here. Just go somewhere else. Go to Canada. Go to Mexico. Go to South America. Go to Cuba. We don't care. You know what I mean? Go to the Key West. They're their own country anyway. I'm just joking. But go to Africa. How about this? How about you move your ass to East Africa where there's lions and tigers and bears? Oh my. And tell me if you can make it for a week. You're probably going to eat by a rhino the first day because you got no substance. You have no balls. You don't know what you stand for. You probably can't even hunt, build a fire, let alone shoot a gun. So you need people like me. You need people like the other people who are real 3%ers that I lean on to learn more information. What's 3% mean? Well, there was only 3% of America in 1774 through 5, before we had 1776 actually go full throttle, who stood up for America against England. And I have a feeling if we have this Civil War everybody keeps talking about. That 3% is going to turn into 6%. Then it's going to turn into the 18%. This can turn into the 50% of America. This can turn into 80% of America versus the 20% of idiots. So, that's where I stand. And I'll bet you this, if you go ask one of those idiots that keep getting on TV lying to you, they don't know who they stand for because they only care about the money. They only care about the Benjamins. You don't think they're making money selling their t-shirts and their shirts? And I'm not talking about stuff they were doing before they even stood for Donald Trump. I think Outlaw Morgan does a great job. I'm talking about people who claim to be patriots that had real jobs, and then all of a sudden they had a radio and TV show. That's what I'm talking about. And there's nothing wrong with that. Capitalism is a great thing. But then they start acting liberal, like Ben Shapiro. You know what I mean? Like, that guy was a never-Trumper. There's a lot of these people infiltrating the movement. Know who you stand with. You guys have a great night.